Good evening, degenerates, and welcome back to another episode of Degen Hours, your go-to podcast for all things sports, gambling, and degen entertainment.
Woo.
I'm your host. My name is Tyler, and I'm back again for episode 3 with all of the guys. We got Tate, Ryan, Mike, and Mario. This week, we're going to continue our series of our deep dives into the fantasy football positions. We're getting towards the end of July now, which is strictly mock draft season, which
so close.
Arguably the best part of summer leading up until the draft. This week, we're going to deep dive into wide receivers and talk a little bit about the NFC division winners as we hit on the AFC ones last week. We had some pretty good discussions around that. When football season rolls around, we are going to be starting a subscriber picks parlay, which is giving one of you guys every week the opportunity to sweat all of our best bets with us and potentially win a lot of money.
A lot of money.
Bing, bang, booming.
It could hit big. So the way this is going to work, we're going to explain it every show leading up until then so you guys have a good understanding of what it is. We're going to put $50 on each of our best bets or our mortal locks. These will be either a college football pick or an NFL pick on the spread. So either side of the line that Vegas has given you. This will be a $50 parlay 5 ways, which will usually pay around between like $1,300 and $1,500. If all 5 of our bets hit, we're going to be raffling off that amount to one lucky subscriber. All you have to do to get entered into this is to subscribe, and if you want extra entries, you can like and comment. So if you like, comment, subscribe on all the videos, that'll give you 3 entries into the subscriber picks parlay. The earlier you support us, the more weight your entries have in those early on parlays. So go ahead, hit that subscribe button, like, leave a comment, let us know what you think of the video, and let's get right into the action.
And then bing, bang, boom.
This week, there were a few headlines in sports I wanted to touch on before we get right into the fantasy football action. The first of them being something that Ryan actually called
last week,
the week before on the
got it
podcast.
at plus 330. Unless Derrick Henry and DeAndre Hopkins signed to the Titans, I will bet the Tennessee Titans at plus 425, regardless of their quarterback is.
DeAndre Hopkins to the Titans on a 2-year, $26 million deal.
Well done.
How did you see the future on that?
Everything's coming together perfectly. I read a lot of reports. I did a lot of looking, and I just always see that the wide receivers that are like not at the end of their career because they just don't want to win a Super Bowl, they kind of still want money and could still get a crazy deal. I mean, get some money.
And he's good enough to get it.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He's
He got
definitely
it
good enough
back.
to get
He's
it.
one of the higher paid receivers in the league.
I just like
the
Titans. I saw Julio Jones did it. I thought it would just fall again, and that is now if Derrick Henry stays on the team, and it's Derrick Henry. I know there's a lot of running back things going on, but if Derrick Henry's on the team, Hopkins the wide receiver, I will be betting the Tennessee Titans to win the AFC South.
I think a lot of people are going to start hopping on that bandwagon.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how
so
much
too.
he moves the needle. I'm a huge D-Hop fan, but
I
we'll
was
see.
literally just going to ask, how much do you think the line changes after all of this?
It depends if they get Henry.
Is Derrick Henry also was.
Yeah, I don't think.
Wide receiver doesn't
I still don't think they have anyone who can throw the ball to the wide receivers.
Ryan Tannehill did it once. He can do it again.
Yeah, well,
Sling it a little bit.
something that you just mentioned as well, another big in the news current topic is all these running backs seemingly teasing a holdout. They're not like nothing's official, but I've seen running backs like retweeting and tweeting things about like a running backs union.
They're gonna unionize.
Yeah, I saw that, and that like some kickers are paid more than them. And that,
The
like,
average kickers paid more than the average running
That's
back.
upsetting.
That's
Like, how do you feel
insane.
about
That's
that with
criminal.
Saquon
No.
not being playing
All right,
for the Giants anymore? How do you feel?
he might be sitting out. He didn't sign.
Yeah, here's the thing. Let me get real serious right now. Okay. All right, let me just hone in on you.
Let's get serious.
Honing in.
Yep.
Saquon Barkley deserves his bag. I'm going to actually address this entire part just to the New York Giants organization, and let me say, pay that man. Pay that man. Give him his money. This is absurd. I am so angry. I'm furious. I'm red hot, actually. Red hot. Him, every other running back who's getting withheld all their money, all their bag. What is happening? Give him his money.
I think
Kickers?
Talk to him, Mike.
You're telling me Justin Tucker? Okay, Justin Tucker's good. Justin Tucker's good.
more points than anyone in NFL.
I don't care. I don't care at this point.
care.
I don't care. Saquon Barkley should be the highest athlete in the world.
So he's like gonna smoke a lot of pot. Like
He meant to say
highest paid athlete in the world.
The operative word there is paid.
I love that clip. It's just gonna be, I was gonna clean my room, and then I got.
I think.
All right, well, that's it.
Mike talking about athletes getting high. There might be little hints he's giving off there about
Big
his
man
current
move.
state of mind. I don't know what's going on here, but regardless,
It's like monkey.
with the regardless, there's some turmoil in the NFL. We're hitting on running backs next week, though, so I'm sure we'll dive into that a bit more then. And then last thing before we go ahead and jump into it, the Open is currently underway. It's day 2, I guess, is just rolling out, or just finishing by the time this podcast is getting posted. There's going to be another video. We're covering all of our best bets for the Open. It'll be linked down below. So if you're into golf, one of the big majors, go ahead, click that link, and you can check out some of the golf picks. I know we've all been eagerly waiting to debate wide receivers, arguably the most highly contested position for rankings in sports. I know these rankings are probably going to be all over the place. Quarterbacks were a little more uniform last week. So I say we just dive right in, start with Mario. The way I want to do this, everyone give me your top 10 fantasy wide receivers for this upcoming season. Go ahead, list off the 10 so we know which 10 you're going, and then go ahead and explain a little bit about your thought process there.
Okay, don't mind if I do. All right. My top 10 wide receivers. At number 1, I have Jamar Chase. At number 2, I have Justin Jefferson. At number 3, I have Cooper Kupp. At number 4, I have Tyreek Hill. Number 5, I have CeeDee Lamb. Number 6, I have Stephon Diggs. Number 7, I have A.J. Brown. Number 8, I have Garrett Wilson. Number 9, Devontae Adams. And number 10, Deebo Samuel.
Holy smokes.
What in the
Oh my God.
There's
What
some
in
spice
the-
on that
Yeah,
list.
what are you-
Spice on
Devontae Adams at 9.
That list sounded like he just like closed his eyes
And
like,
just
picked out-
random number generated.
So all right, let's
pretty much what I-
go ahead and talk us through.
Yeah, no,
starting at
Jamar
one,
Chase
because-
being
not
number
one.
1.
Yeah,
So-
obviously we need big.
I just want to
Yes.
clarify, I don't think Jamar Chase, skill-wise, is the best. I do think he's probably top 3.
Okay.
Justin Jefferson, in my opinion, is the best receiver. But for fantasy reasons, I'm going Jamar Chase number 1. And the reason why is because Tyler Boyd's getting older. Not you, Tyler Boyd, but
The receiver on the team.
receiver. He's getting a little bit older. So it's
I'm
pretty
getting
much
older too.
It's pretty much him and T. Higgins fighting for targets. And last season, only playing 12 games, Jamar Chase got more targets than T. Higgins through 16 games. So I mean, the dude gets a ton of volume in terms of just pure targets. He actually gets 30% of the target share. One of every 3 passes Joe Burrow throws is to Jamar Chase.
Crazy.
Yeah. Also, I think out of the passers on this top 10 list, Jamar Chase has the best quarterback. Josh Allen can run. He has the dual threat ability, but just purely passing, Joe Burrow's the best quarterback out of any of these receivers that they have on this top 10 list. And I think, I mean, I'm making this list hoping that he makes it a full season. I think without a doubt, Jamar Chase just turned 23, dude's on the rise. And Justin Jefferson, the reason why I bumped him down slightly is purely because I think Kirk Cousins getting a little bit older. They brought in Jordan Addison, who I think actually is going to be a bigger improvement to their offense than people realize.
Yeah, I like him this year.
I also Alexander Madison, yes, he is a step down from Dalvin Cook, but I think he's not going to be as big of a step down as people think. And
agree.
also TJ Hawkinson, I just think there's more targets to be, or the ball's going to be spread out a lot more for Justin Jefferson.
Yeah.
I think if he had a better quarterback, he would easily be wide receiver 1. He's still insanely talented, so I have him up. That's why I moved him down and I bumped Chase up. Number 3, I have Cooper Kupp. Not much to explain there.
Yeah.
2 years ago, the dude was wide receiver 1.
Yeah.
He has that potential. Obviously, I'm not big on Stafford this year. I think I kind of view him in the same light as Cousins. I think they're both getting older and not better. But nonetheless, Cooper Kupp, the dude's open every play. Tyreek Hill, I think, probably has more upside, to be honest, than Cooper Kupp and Jamar Chase. I'm just timid on Tua's health. He is quite literally one headshot away from maybe not playing again. So
Maybe not
Who's their
breathing
backup?
again.
Who's their backup quarterback? We might need to know.
I actually don't
Isn't
know.
that the guy from last year who was balled out? He played in the playoff game. Skylar
was it like
Thompson.
John
Skylar
Johnson. Oh
Thompson,
yeah,
yeah.
Skylar Johnson.
Either way, when I looked at Tyreek Hill's splits with Tua and without Tua, with Tua, Tyreek Hill averages 108 yards, receiving yards per game. Yeah. Without Tua, it goes down to 75.
So if Tua played all 16 games, what would, or whatever, 17 games, what would you put Tyreek Hill as wide receiver?
Probably,
3.
I would switch him with Cooper Kupp.
He'd still be worse than Jamar.
I would
Well,
go.
Jamar, he hasn't won.
Jamar have a 1.
I mean, Justin Jefferson. I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Sorry,
saying. That's
my brain can't.
But anyways,
Computers.
for me, a 30-yard discrepancy with and without Tua is pretty significant in my opinion, which is why I have Tyreek at 4. Still big on Tyreek. Still think he's going to be great. Number 5 and 6 is the same reason I have Jamar over Justin Jefferson. I think CeeDee Lamb, comparatively to Stephon Diggs, just younger. Every year he's gotten better. Last year, you saw Stephon Diggs kind of plateau a little bit, maybe go down slightly. And I don't think Josh Allen's necessarily getting better as a passer. Ever since they've gotten rid of Brian Daboll, his completion percentage has gone down, his interceptions have gone up. I still think Stephon is one of the best in the league. He's obviously going to be Stephon, but I favor CeeDee Lamb this year.
Our list could not be more different. I'm so excited to go through this.
Yeah.
This is the being the
And I
first
think
one is perfect.
CeeDee Lamb also finished wide receiver 6, didn't even have Dak all of last season.
No, he's absurd.
So that's why I lean towards CeeDee at 5, and then Stephon Diggs obviously at 6.
Okay.
Number 7, AJ Brown, the dude. If you're looking for PPR, he's probably not going to be your top option just because he's not a high reception guy, but he is a high yards per catch guy.
He scores.
Also, Yak, this dude is crazy. He's like Debo Samuel. Like he gets the ball in his hands, he's a running back, which is why he ended with nearly 1,400 yards, even though he only had 80 receptions.
Yeah, he's wide receiver 4.
And he also he's their number 1 touchdown option in the red zone. They throw it up to him all the time. So high touchdown upside. Number 8, I'm going Garrett Wilson. The dude with Zach Wilson and Joe Flacco got 1,100 yards last season. He's getting Aaron Rodgers. I just expect him to just improve off of that. I mean, at least 1,300 yards from this guy.
100%.
Yeah. Number 9, like I said earlier, this isn't based on skill of the position because obviously I think Devontae is probably still top 3. I'm just not big on the Raiders this year. I think they're just a bad team. Don't trust the quarterback situation. I know the quarterback, Derek Carr's not the best. I've never been big on Derek Carr, but the quarterback's not going to be as good as Derek Carr. So I just only
Tom
see
Brady maybe coming out of retirement. Who knows?
Yeah, well, let's not play conspiracy theories here. But yeah, I only see Devontae Adams going down.
Okay.
Sucks to see it. And then number 10, Debo Samuel, dude who was a top 5 receiver a few years ago. Last year, dealt with some injuries. I think full year with Brock Purdy, I think he's going to be special. Also, the dude has the upside of not only receiving, but also Kyle Shanahan likes to get him involved in running as well. So
Okay, so that top 10 kind of took me off guard right from the
He
jump.
came out with
shook
a
it
bang.
up real
Yeah,
quick.
that first overall was a little crazy.
I thought it was consensus.
But let's keep going around. As we go around, I'm sure everyone's opinions will kind of come out clearly. Mike, go ahead and let's hear your list.
All right. So number 1, we're gonna go with Jay Jettas. I think that's pretty consensus for fantasy, although not following Mario. 2, I'm kind of a homer, so I'm gonna go Cooper Kupp, although it's justified because he's fantastic. 3, Tyreek Hill. 4, Jamar Chase. 5, Stephon Diggs. 6, Devontae Adams. 7, Garrett Wilson. 8, Jalen Waddle. 9, Amon-Ra St. Brown. And 10, Chris Olave.
Holy smokes.
Wait, where'd you have
Yeah,
Tyreek?
Tyreek was 3.
And you had Waddle at
8.
8. So Tua's going to throw 9,000 yards next year.
Also, he doesn't have CeeDee Lamb in his top.
Or AJ Brown in his
Okay, all right.
I'll need him.
All right, Mike.
I'll
need
explain.
Do you want us to ask you questions, or
Wide
do you want to
receiver 4 and
explain
6.
this?
Actually, I like that. It's a panel. All right, ask away.
Okay, I
ask away.
His 1 through 5 I get.
Yeah, it makes
I
sense.
mean, Jettas, Cup, Hill, Chase, Diggs.
Maybe in a strange order,
That
but
is-
it makes sense.
Everyone's going to have their
Sure.
own order.
Yeah.
I can understand that. Adams at 6 is a little high. I'm not.
I think it's Adams is 6
It's
is
not
like
crazy.
the most standard thing I saw on the
Look,
list.
that's
think
not
it's
my
crazy,
argument.
Devontae Adams.
My argument for
So
that
Waddle
was
at
literally
8. So let's just go because 7 Wilson I understand
Waddle at
as well.
8 is-
So Waddle at 8.
He did finish, I think, wide receiver 8 last year.
No one thinks.
I think he was like 8 or 9.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think
He
it was right.
finished top 10.
No, he's very
He's
good.
also
very good.
I mean,
He
yeah.
finished wide receiver 7
Yeah.
in fantasy points.
I mean, trust me, I had him.
No, he's
Yeah,
a dog.
he's a dog.
It's
He's
just
amazing.
logically, for 2 wide receivers to both finish in the top 10,
They did last year.
Look,
But
I
yeah.
completely understand you, but I also have to say that I don't want this to happen in any way, shape, or form. But if for whatever reason he needed to take over as wide receiver 1, there was a game or two last season where he did that and he stepped in and performed.
It's just more of me.
He has enough talent to actually produce and put up the numbers that are necessary.
It's just about the people you left out. Not as much as I don't mind like the Waddle's a stud.
I don't mind Waddle at 10,
Amon-Ra's a
but
stud. Like
Are you guys?
Olave's a stud, but the fact that you don't have like CeeDee Lamb or you don't have wide receiver 4 and 6 from last year.
I hate Dak Prescott. I'm not.
No, but like fantasy,
I respect
so like
that.
Yeah, I hate
Like,
Dak Prescott. I hate Dak Prescott so much. I can't.
like all the best wide receivers like don't really need like Cooper Kupp is great.
Is no one thinking Garrett Wilson at 7 is crazy, or is it just me? Am I the only one who's
No. Look, Garrett Wilson. It's exactly what
He's the
Mario
best wide
said.
receiver.
Garrett Wilson performed with literally nobodies, and he gets one of the biggest upgrades we've seen in a quarterback. And I mean, it's like, dude, what can you say?
Did he really? He was wide receiver 21 last year. I mean, that's like, I get he was good.
He
but,
had
like,
about
he
five.
did, let's not pretend he was like a top 10 receiver last year. Like this guy was like not a
He
top.
had a
I mean,
window
he
on
only
it.
had 4 touchdowns because the Jets don't score.
No, I understand
But-
the Jets
yeah.
weren't good next year, and I understand he can be good, but I think just like the concept of taking a receiver in like the 20 to 25 range and just like putting him at 7 and everyone just like nodding as like it's like okay normal. I think that's kind of nuts.
I don't know. I mean, we saw it from CeeDee Lamb rookie year to second year. He was wide receiver 31, and then he was like wide receiver 13 or
That's
12.
crazy. I didn't
You know
know
what I mean?
that.
Like,
Yeah, no, I
he can make the jump.
I think it's a big-
Anyways, okay, Garrett Wilson at 7, Jalen Waddle at 8. I get Amon-Ra, and then Olave at 10.
See, I don't mind the picks, but it's just the people you didn't put in. Like
Yeah.
taking out the wide receiver 4 and 6 from last year and them not even being on your list, and putting in wide receivers 13, 19, and 24.
It's a new year. It's a new year,
The
baby.
receivers 6 through 10 on my list, you don't have any of them.
I love that.
You don't
I
have
love
one of my 6 through 10.
I love that. That means I'm
mean, I know.
walking I'm walking past you this
So
year.
Olave
That's great.
at 10.
I don't mind Olave because if like Derek Carr with Adams 8 with Derek Carr, like Adams literally 8.
Yeah.
I'm not saying Olave's gonna be great, but like he was a stud last year with
Yep.
Andy Dalton.
literally no one every week.
I trust me, I'm a
Taysom Hill,
Saints fan.
3 of the weeks.
I want Olave to be good.
Like, he
I
is
thought you
good.
would be the most
No.
agreeable with that.
The issue I have with Olave this season, and you guys could call me crazy, I just have this weird feeling because historically Derek Carr just likes a big target. You saw it with Crabtree, you saw it with Waller. Even Adams is 6'1". I mean, he's a bigger target. Olave's a small guy. I just feel like Michael Thomas could eat a lot of his volume.
We'll
I'm not
get
going
into
to say
Michael
he's going to be
Thomas
good,
later.
but I'm saying
Michael
he's
Thomas
just
has
going
to play first.
We'll get into
Also,
we'll get into
Olave
Michael Thomas
was
later.
like he also was in that he was 23 last year.
Yeah.
So I don't know. These are big jumps. It's
But
not
again-
like a small. These
These are
are
going from quarterback 45 to quarterback.
Exactly.
And the thing is, I don't-
But
you're
that-
jumping.
Garrett
you're
Wilson
upgrading
makes more sense
quarterbacks
to me
so
than
high.
Olave though, because
Yeah,
Olave,
I
as a
agree.
Saints fan, like you're going from Dalton to Derek Carr. It's not like the biggest upgrade, to be in all fairness. Whereas like you're going from Zach Wilson, Joe Flacco, to
No,
Aaron Rodgers.
I
Like,
get
that's
that.
No,
a-
I don't
get-
think Derek Carr
I
is
get
as
the
bad
Garrett
as you
Wilson.
say he
I
is.
get the Garrett Wilson.
understand
but
Garrett
Olave.
Olave.
in my thing. I
I
don't have
understand
Olave
Garrett
on there.
Wilson a lot more. Like if Garrett Wilson finishes top 10 and be like, sure, fine. I don't think he should be ranked top 10 preseason. Olave in no world to me breaks top 10. Like having him above AJ Brown, CeeDee Lamb,
Yeah,
any of these
he's
guys
just
is
criminal.
just complete nuts.
Olave in
a
most
Saints
wide
fan,
receiver
yeah.
rankings right now is about 14 or 15.
Yeah.
Cracking five positions to break into a top 10 is not the craziest.
No,
So you're, like,
that's-
leaving out,
That's
like,
what like
wide receiver.
projections have him at. I'm saying I think that's even too high. Like I wouldn't take him till like 16 to like 18 range.
let's hear
But
yours.
yeah, I'll go ahead and read off my list. Michael didn't have 6 through 10 for me, which is
I love that.
shocking. I didn't even think that was possible. Justin Jefferson 1, Cooper Kupp 2, Tyreek Hill 3, Stephon Diggs 4, Devontae Adams 5, AJ Brown 6, CeeDee Lamb 7, Amari Cooper 8. And pay attention to these last two. T. Higgins 9, Calvin Ridley 10.
Oh my god.
This guy.
We were just talking about Chris Olave being so far out of the 10. You just,
And then
you
you
just
threw
put
in
Calvin
Calvin
Ridley
Ridley
in
probably
there.
deeper
Get
than
out of here.
I have
Get
I
out
have
of here.
reasoning. Let me go ahead. I have
deep
I
dive.
can,
Yeah.
Let me just talk through
So you have
this.
T. Higgins
This
top
bomb
10.
of the barrel.
T. Higgins
Jamar
9.
Chase ends up there.
Yeah, T.
Yeah,
Higgins
Jamar
9.
Chase is completely off the list.
Yeah.
That's
He's
insane.
out of the top 10.
Jamar
That's
Chase is
insane.
out of the list.
Yeah.
Jamar Chase is not in my
Okay,
top 10.
okay.
And there's a reason for it.
Yeah.
Okay,
that makes sense.
I'll go ahead and-
I'm all ears. I'm all ears.
No, I'll go ahead and
Why was that?
I'll,
I'm in here and a no.
Go ahead, Brian. Go ahead.
I'll read these off.
First three. you
Justin
can do
Jefferson,
Yeah, okay.
Cooper Kupp, Tyreek Hill, Stephon Diggs. Those are the top 4 in my
Easy.
That
opinion.
makes sense.
Yeah, I mean,
Devontae Adams was wide receiver 2 last year. I'm at 5. He was only off of wide receiver 1 by 5 points. So he was quite literally almost tied for the best player in fantasy football at wide receiver last year.
Yeah.
Maybe the best pure wide receiver in the league just off talent. I think it's a drop off at quarterback, but not by a crazy amount. I'm taking him in the top 5. AJ Brown is the wide receiver 1 on arguably the most powerful offense in the conference. You can argue San Fran, but I think the Eagles have a better offense than they do. He finished wide receiver 4 last year. Don't feel like a lot of people give him the respect he deserves. I have AJ Brown at 6. CeeDee Lamb I hate with a passion. I like nothing about CeeDee Lamb, but he's a top 7 receiver in fantasy. He gets the volume on offense that puts up points. The Cowboys score a lot. They throw the ball. The Cowboys are a weird team. I hate Dak Prescott. Apparently, he said he's not throwing 10 picks next year.
That's why I moved CD up.
Yeah,
I bumped him up
you had to make the switch.
Over a 13.5, by the way. For interceptions.
For interceptions?
Oh,
yeah,
way
Dak
over.
Prescott says the under.
Yeah.
When he throws his 10th pick like week 8, it's going to be electric.
No,
like,
no.
he's gonna-
If I go into a little
Sharp?
live bet right now, I'll bet under $100.
Oh, 150, 100, 200,
No, 100.
200.
Wait, what's the bet?
Literally, I'll bet you
$100, I'll bet the
$1,000.
under Dak Prescott interceptions of 13.5, you said?
Yeah, 13.5.
He takes the over 13.5.
You're saying
Oh,
over
yes.
13.
Yeah, I'm saying
Yes,
I
easy.
love
Easiest
I love
over
that.
I've
I
ever
love the
taken.
over.
I love
Okay, actually, I think he's getting 17 on the
Mike's
dot.
calling it.
17.
Him and Josh Allen.
Hard 17. Mike
Interception
wants-
buddies.
17.
For 8, I have Amari Cooper. Okay, so this is strictly off of Deshaun Watson having a huge season.
Yeah.
Without looking, no. Okay, everyone laughing. Without looking,
I'm not laughing.
Where was Amari Cooper last year in fantasy rankings?
It's probably top 10.
9?
9.
Tate,
I'm going to say wide receiver 9.
I'm going to say 11.
he was wide receiver 8, exactly where I have him now.
Yeah.
He didn't have quarterback play last year. Deshaun Watson was out for 11 weeks, and then he was terrible to end the season. And he was wide receiver 8 in fantasy. I think Deshaun Watson has a good season, much better.
Do you think Cooper's getting better, though?
Yeah, I mean, Amari
Also,
Cooper.
like, how much better is Deshaun Watson than Jacoby Brissett, like, last year?
But if nothing changed,
Brissett plays
he'd be wide receiver 8. Like, that's what he was last year. So I'm
If
saying I
nothing
think
changed.
Well, if no one else gets better.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people getting better.
sure, and there's also people getting worse. I'm just saying he was 8 last year. I think he stays at 8 with Deshaun Watson's increased
Okay.
production.
He's right on
No
track.
one. I feel like he's also a sleeper because no one's really talking about him as like a solid top 10 receiver option. I think it's as much value as you
I
can
think
get.
he's top 15. Not that.
T. Higgins at 9, I knew would get some eye rolls without Jamar Chase being in the top 10.
Yes, that's.
All right, let me just talk you through my logic, and then you could tell me why I'm wrong. All right.
Okay, yeah.
I love it. I love your
Yeah.
choice that, and you
Yep.
can tell me how I'm wrong.
Yep.
Exactly.
Because he knows he's wrong.
No, because I know I'm right, but I know you
Wait,
guys all think
yeah,
I'm
no.
Dude, you have a Clemson flag right behind you.
That has
Okay.
nothing to
I
do
wonder
with
why
it.
you picked
That has
Higgins.
nothing to
So
do
where
with
did
it.
T.
Sean Watson.
Wait, where
T.
did you
Higgins.
Yeah.
Oh, Deshaun. Oh, God.
Well, wait,
I see a running
Trevor
pattern
Lawrence.
here.
Hey, Trevor Lawrence has nothing to do with this.
Etienne?
I'm,
So
so,
let's-
I'm,
so let's-
I'm surprised.
Let me-
T. Higgins.
Okay, let me just hear.
Mr. Can't crack
We're gonna
1,100
see.
yards.
We're gonna see Travis Etienne at his number 1
Yeah,
next
let him-
week.
let
Let him cut. Let him cut.
He might be.
Let him cut.
Oh, my God.
Okay, so T. Higgins was wide receiver 17 last year. Jamar Chase was wide receiver 12. I think T. Higgins becomes wide receiver 1 on this team because of the stats that I'm about to say.
Okay.
Last year, T. Higgins had 109 targets, 74 catches, 1,029 yards, and 7 touchdowns. Yeah. So he catches 68% of his passes, 14 yards per catch, and around 9.5 yards per target. Yeah. Those are all like in the top of the league for their efficiency rating. For comparison, Jamar Chase only played 12 games, but saw 134 targets. Mm-hmm. Out of those 134, only caught 87 of those for 1,046 yards. That's only 12 yards per catch and 7.8 yards per target.
So more touchdowns, targets, receptions, and receiving yards.
No, I'm saying per target,
Yeah.
Jamar Chase is worse in every single aspect than T. Higgins is.
What do you mean? Less yards per catch
Yes,
by 2 yards.
which is a lot. On
Even
average.
though rookie year, he had more than T. Higgins
No, I'm saying
with 18 yards per catch.
I'm saying last year.
No, it's okay. All right, keep going.
I don't know what you don't understand. That's a huge difference. 2 yards per
Just-
target is massive.
It's not that massive.
It's huge.
He
if
played.
you look
He
at
played 12 games.
that's why you use averages.
Yeah, I
That's
know.
literally
Okay,
the
well,
whole-
we can use career averages for T. Higgins.
Oh, we're talking
It's
about
significant.
next year in fantasy.
Yeah.
His rookie year had nothing to do with it.
Oh,
I'm saying-
okay. So no.
put it this
so
way.
just last season forward.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, last season, T. Higgins was significantly more efficient. He averaged more.
Significantly.
Yes. I don't know.
2 yards per catch.
Okay, when Chase averages 7.8 yards per catch,
He played 4 more games than Jamar Chase. You know how much more opportunity that
Does
is?
anyone not?
That is actually that.
Can anyone
He's
help?
Okay.
Can
so-
anyone explain to Mario what an
No,
average?
you're more he's more efficient per catch. Yeah.
No, but
14
you're saying
yards.
2 yards as if it's not a lot. Chase averages 7.8. 2 yards, you know how that is like over what? 30%? Or yeah, just about 30% increase in yards per catch. That's huge. That's massive.
It's not that massive.
When you only average 7.8, that's huge. And so T. Higgins significantly more efficient and can put up top 10 numbers easily when target share evens out.
When has he ever been a top 10 receiver?
I said can put up top 10 numbers when efficient.
I know, but what's your evidence for that? He's
That-
never done that once in his life.
If he
I
gets the
can.
target share.
I don't know if you're just not listening.
No,
or-
but I'm saying like there's no like you're saying if he gets more targets, if he gets this, but I'm saying
No, I'm
what's
saying
your data for like
the
for that
Bengals.
happening?
The Bengals will look at these numbers and be like, "Wow, when we throw to T. Higgins, he's extremely more efficient than Jamar Chase in every single side of the game. With
Okay.
catch percentage, yards per catch, yards per target, and touchdowns per attempt.
Okay.
Literally everything. So they're gonna throw the ball more to T. Higgins and less to Jamar Chase.
Okay.
As a result of that, T. Higgins and Jamar Chase will have very similar stats this year. I have T. Higgins at 9, Jamar Chase at like 11. That's just my logic there. And then last, I have Calvin Ridley at 10.
Yeah, explain that one.
I mean, the last season he played in the NFL, he was wide receiver 4.
That was
When was that?
2 years ago.
Yeah, it was 2 full seasons ago. Viewed by many as the best young receiver at that year. He was top 4.
Yeah, we can't live in the past though.
He's 28
No,
years
forget the
old.
past. We don't think of the past.
Oh yeah. It's one season.
Yeah, it's just-
But
it's
he
just-
didn't play last season.
It's just
so-
that one season 2 years ago.
So he actually didn't exist. He doesn't exist right now.
Where do you have Calvin Ridley?
Not in my top 10. I'll
Okay,
tell you
where,
Obviously.
if I have him at 10, where do you have him?
not the top 10.
What do you have? Mike?
Where do you have him? If he's not in your 10.
15, 16.
Okay, that's craziness, but that's fine. He was wide receiver 4 the last time he played in the NFL. He's 28 years old, literally in his physical prime, and Trevor Lawrence is only improving
He has
through
a
4,000
completely
yards.
different quarterback than he did 2 years ago.
A better quarterback.
Right.
Yes.
Better but different, and I don't know if it's exactly just like, hey, I don't know. All I'm saying is, chemistry matters. You can't
chemistry
just
matters.
hop into a thing
Jamar Chase
and
and Joe
just
Burrow.
become a thing, right? It's like you
Dude,
got.
you literally put 2 receivers in their second year because they have new quarterbacks in your list. That was your logic. That was your reasoning, is that they both have new quarterbacks. And you're saying he can't be good
But
because
they're-
he has a better quarterback.
Yeah, but they're veterans who haven't missed 2 seasons.
Who are veterans? The receivers? Both of the second-year receivers.
Also, I don't think Lawrence has missed 2 seasons. I think he's
I have
played the
no
last
idea
two
what
seasons.
All right, yeah.
You just don't know what you're saying.
That's my favorite. Yeah.
You just
Yeah.
enough. Ryan, go ahead and take
Well,
your
I
list.
just want to say real quick, Jamar Chase not in the top 10 is absurd.
Yeah, it's barred out.
It's a hot take, but it's my prediction.
All right, I'm gonna there's reality and fairy tale land. I'm gonna go right
bring
in
it
the
back
middle.
to reality.
I'm going right back in the middle for you on this list because that's a little far fetched for my Jamar Chase, but I also don't agree with how high people are putting Jamar Chase. But anyways, number 1, Justin Jefferson. I'll say it again. Said it before. I think he's gonna be the greatest wide receiver of all time. It's a hot take. Say what you want, but for now, he's the best fantasy wide receiver in the game.
You have been saying that for years, too.
Yep.
I have
For like 2 years
a
now.
long time. Tyreek Hill, number 2. I know that's a lot of what ifs.
It's fair.
I'm just basing it on the fact that he is unbelievable with the ball. And he touches his hands,
A full season with Tua, 100%.
and he's
Yep.
unbelievable. I just think the talent's off the charts, and he's been top 3 every year that he's played a full season. When he played before. Obviously, when Patrick Mahomes got there, it's a little different than Alex Smith. But Cooper Kupp at 3, one of the best points per game wide receivers in all of fantasy ever. Arguably, people can argue he's wide receiver 1 when he's healthy, plays a full year. I would be fine with that. And that team abuses him. I'm
You're very
screaming at
true.
the TV why the other team doesn't play triple team him.
Yeah.
They single coverage him, and he gets a 70-yard touchdown untouched.
Cooper Kupp.
I mean,
Cooper Kupp.
yeah, people forget that also his season that he was wide receiver 1
was
how much-
historical.
He had 291 fantasy points.
yeah, it was his
Yeah.
triple
No.
crown.
Jamar Chase or Justin Jefferson that everyone said was having an amazing year. It was only 240. That's literally 50 points. Yeah, it's,
That's why I
that's
love
insane.
Historic year.
I love Justin Jefferson, but if someone argued me Cooper Kupp wide receiver 1, I'd hear him out every time. At 4, I have Devontae Adams. Just I think everyone's takes are ridiculous if Devontae Adams isn't in your top 5. Literally, he has the most top 5 finishes out of any wide receiver in the top 20.
Yeah, I got him
Like-
at 5 right there.
Like I think
Yeah.
he's just gonna
Holding
be
him.
just him. Like he's just a guy that's.
I
gonna
hope
score.
so.
I
He's
don't
one of
care-
my favorite players.
I don't care. Who,
I hope he's good. I'm so low
I
on.
understand your Jimmy G thing, but I
Yeah.
don't see Derek Carr, Jimmy G,
right.
whatever. 5, Diggs, dog, perfect spot for him, safe pick.
Yeah.
6, CeeDee Lamb. He's quite literally gotten better, cut his fantasy like
Every year,
projection in
he's
half
improved.
every year. It's like 20, 14, 6. I think the sky's the limit for him. Team that scores a lot of points on the Cowboys. Jamar Chase, I have it 7.
It's a little high, but
But
I agree
yeah,
with
8
you.
Debo, 9 AJ Brown, 10.
Oh, you got Debo in there.
I got
I like
Debo
that. I like
or 8,
that.
9 AJ Brown, 10 at Garrett Wilson. So
Okay.
that's my list. I just think that it's pretty like
Wow, we have the same exact
Wait.
players.
level
Really
headed.
quick, I'll bet you that Jamar Chase ends higher than CeeDee Lamb. You have him 6 and 7.
For fantasy points?
Okay, but injuries are included.
No.
Okay.
Injuries
Alright.
always no.
All right. No.
it's fine. We're talking
Jamar Chase-
fantasy.
Alright,
We're not
alright,
talking
alright.
lines here. We're
That's
talking
my,
fantasy
that's my list. Pretty
positions.
simple. Nothing really crazy about that. I just feel like CeeDee Lamb huge here this year.
I like
Oh,
I like
God,
you having
gross.
Jamar Chase in the back half of your list. You have Jamar Chase
Okay, I have-
closer to my ranking than Tamario's
Let me
ranking, which-
let me just give a stat real quick that caught my Jamar Chase eye. He is a stud, great player, nothing against him, dog,
Yeah.
scores a lot of fantasy points.
not very efficient though.
Okay.
In last year, out of the 12, real quick, out of the
He's gonna fall
12,
off
out
a
of the 12 fantasy games he played last year,
Yeah.
50% of them, 6 out of 12, he
Yeah.
finished outside the top 20 at wide receiver.
Yeah.
So,
He wasn't efficient last year. We went over that.
no, but I'm saying, I'm saying, not for projected what T Higgins might steal from him, just factually when he got the targets that he wanted, like same targets better than T Higgins, he just for fantasy wise, not even like just didn't perform, and I just think for that, that's why I'm just putting him a little lower. But I mean,
Yeah, no, that
he's
makes
still a
sense.
stud.
Tate,
Yeah.
let's go ahead. Hear your rankings.
All right. Number 1, Justin Jefferson. 2, Tyreek Hill. 3, Cooper Kupp. 4, Jamar Chase. 5, Devontae Adams. 6, Stephon Diggs. 7, CeeDee Lamb. 8, AJ Brown. 9, Garrett Wilson. And 10, Chris Olave.
So I guess Wilson and Olave are the only kind of like I don't even know. If
I like them
with
both.
Mike.
Yeah, I like
Mike
them
had
both.
Olave and 10 as well.
I like
I think-
that. I like that
list
whole
right there.
list.
Me and Ryan had Debo, and then you two had
I don't
Olave.
really
I
have,
like that
I don't really
whole
have
list.
Tyler's
anything
list was
crazy
just-
in here. I mean, I think really just Chris Olave is kind of the only one that stands out to me.
That's
And
surprising to
Yeah.
me that multiple people had
I mean,
Olave in there.
Derek Carr
I
likes
like-
to throw the ball.
I
and
like Olave.
Just look at the wide receivers.
I think
getting
his
drafted.
floor is going to be higher
The
this
whole
year.
just going crazy. Like all the young guys are just going crazy, and I think they're just
Yeah.
going to continue that throughout the year.
Wait, all young guys where? Just in the league?
Just the leagues that getting drafted. If you're getting drafted in the first round, it used to be wide receivers were like not as good. Like you have to like get it, maybe a couple years to get
Develop
into it.
and, yeah.
like
Just
immediately
hit the
getting
ground
into it,
running first
They're
year.
so much better.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if it's like how big what they're feeding them. But
Something in the water.
No, literally, Justin
Crazy.
Jefferson rookie year set the rookie receiving record.
Yeah, literally.
Year after Jamar Chase set the rookie receiving
Yeah.
record.
No,
Like
it's
it's
just
just they hit
ridiculous.
the ground running first year.
Yeah.
No, the wide receivers are deep. There are a lot of people
So
that
good.
you can draft late on in the rounds,
Oh,
like
yeah.
8 and below, that can potentially win a league. Tate, why don't you go ahead and lead us off here? What receiver do you think that you're getting outside the top 10, but maybe even significantly outside the top 10, maybe in the back half of the draft, can you pick up on your fantasy team draft day that can potentially win you a championship?
Yeah, so I looked into this one pretty well. Absolutely love Deontay Johnson.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like
A lot of people have been
it's
saying
kind of
that.
one of
I
those
hate that. I
where
hate that so much.
I really love it and I really hate it. It's kind of like a super love-hate relationship.
What's his ADP right now?
I think he's going in the 6th round. Like he's like 72
Okay.
overall, I think.
25,
Yeah.
For receiver 25.
Yeah,
26,
yeah. He's receiver 31, I think, and then
Oh, yeah, he's
72 overall. Yeah.
Yep.
So he finished 9th last year in targets in the league, number 4 the year before, and number 7 in 2020. So he's got targets lead to receptions lead to point. I mean, it's just but it's like 7, 4, 9. I mean, in the top 10 in targets. I just feel like in the 6th round, that's so much value to pass up on. I mean, their offense is horrific, and for him to still finish top 10 in like target share and stuff, that's pretty impressive to me. I think he could for sure be a league winner. I mean, he could turn into a wide receiver 1.
Yeah,
for your team.
I think the
In the
Steelers.
6th round, that's an absolute.
I think
steal.
picking Steelers receivers is kind of like a gamble this year, but they could also turn into like really efficient.
That's
Like
why I love
if
the
Kenny
word
Pickett
league winner
improves,
for
we have a
him,
new
yeah.
offensive coordinator, and then whoever actually becomes the wide receiver one, like George Pickens, I could totally see a case for why he could be wide receiver on the team. Deontay Johnson, obviously the favorite for it.
Yeah.
We did pick up Allen Robinson.
Hey,
People-
there you go.
He'll be a good
Yeah,
decoy.
I don't really, I don't love Allen Robinson, but like, who
He's
knows?
not bad. And
He's gonna
a
be out
big-
there running laps.
Who knows?
Oh,
with
he's
the
a big
Steelers.
body.
He runs routes.
He's
He
a
runs
big
routes.
body.
Who knows? I mean, we didn't throw a whole lot of touchdowns last year, so
Yeah.
you never know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
jeez.
Pickett's got to get the ball down the field a little bit.
Yeah. Okay, I like it. Deontay Johnson, wide receiver 31. Ryan,
I love.
how do you feel?
I love. As a Steelers fan and loving Deontay Johnson, I love that.
I like that pick. Too.
I'm a Steelers
I-
fan.
I
I,
had
hate
him written
Deontay
down.
But I've been
Johnson.
hearing a lot. I heard, like a lot of people are on that. Like, I just don't like if Kenny Pickett improves even the slightest. Deontay Johnson's the guy to go to. Like he's been that
Yeah.
like it's almost like a vet now. But anyways, mine that I had last year that I absolutely love trying to pick in every draft. Going as wide receiver 52.
Ooh.
Rondale Moore.
Oh,
Okay, listen. I know it might be a question. DeAndre Hopkins is leaving the Cardinals.
Yep.
He's gone.
Rondale Moore went with DeAndre Hopkins there, or like not for the whole league, but for partially, averaged 12 points per game when he played a full game and had a 25% target share. With literally like the worst situation possible. Like I think it was just like Hopkins was there for a little bit and like he was like Rondale Moore was hurt half the time. Like they'd run the ball to James Conner and they would like throw in like AJ Green in there. And
But they still have
See-
Marquise Brown, right?
yeah.
no, it's still
Well,
Hollywood
no.
Brown. But I think he's gonna. So now it was Hollywood Brown, Hopkins, and then Rondale Moore would come out every once in a while. It's gonna be Rondale Moore as the wide receiver to Hollywood Brown, and I think like he literally averaged 12 points per game when he was playing a full game. I think Kyler Murray still they could score points, and Kyler Murray could still showing it.
Well, I was just gonna say, I see everything you're saying, but does Kyler even like want to play? Like, I mean, I don't know. Kyler has like
He needs money.
no. Kyler just wants to sit back, play Call of Duty, just sit on his like what
So are
$5
you-
million that he's already made, and just be
$5 million?
fat and lazy and
He was the number
stupid.
one overall pick. He's
Yeah,
way
yeah,
more
he
than
was like-
Yeah, whatever.
He made more than $5 million
He's like five,
rookie
six,
year.
like
When he signed with
People-
6-7 million.
People sleep on Murray. Like he's not great, but he's good enough. Especially we're talking about fantasy football.
Yeah.
He could produce. Like he get points. Like
Oh,
Hollywood
100%.
Brown killed it. James Conner killed it last year. Like he could definitely get people to the goal line and score a lot of points. So
No, trust me. Yeah.
As wide receiver 52, if you can get this as your flex option, and he says trust me after he just completely argued against the
No,
play.
I'm saying fantasy wise, yeah, Kyler used to be able to produce, but again, he found
How much do you think? Wait, so
he
your
found
guess?
Call of Duty and then
Your
you
guess
know.
is $6 million for career earnings for Kyler Murray.
Okay, realistically,
Yeah.
okay, really career earnings probably like 42.
Yeah, he's made
Yeah, 42.
he's made $62 million, and
I got the 2.
next year he's going to make $39 million. So,
Yeah, see, that's what
So
I'm saying.
pretty much
You see-
like 100.
But
Yeah,
anyways,
1 million.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm
wrapping it
saying.
up. Yeah, Rondale Moore, wide receiver 52. He can win you a league if you get him as a flex option.
Yeah.
But
that's deep
I like-
value.
that's
That is
what-
deep
I'm-
value.
that
That
is
is
deep
deep.
value.
I mean, like
I'm giving you the best deep
wide
value.
receiver 52. If you're in a 12-team league, that's
going
after everyone's already drafted 4 receivers.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like that's, and if he can get you 12 a game, that's
huge.
That's as value as it gets. I have 2 here. One I like way more than the other, but the other I think is too value to not mention. Christian Watson, wide receiver 24.
I like that.
56 overall on your draft boards, so he's going like just like 5th round ish.
Probably later, like 6th round, right?
Well, 54th overall pick.
If he goes 54.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like.
Well, you
that's his
think he'll
ADP.
actually go? Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. But regardless, Christian Watson's clear wide receiver 1 on the Packers.
Yeah.
He was amazing. He scored so many touchdowns last year.
Oh yeah.
Like in a very short period of time. Obviously, it was Aaron Rodgers. When Aaron Rodgers picks a receiver, he just like hammers him.
Yeah.
But looking at this team's depth chart, I don't think Romeo Dubes is very good at all. They don't really have that many weapons that like stand out when you look at their roster besides the running back position. If you just look at receivers, it's like, wow, it's really just Christian Watson.
Yeah.
I think he's a young star. He was an early draft pick 2 years ago. I think he was like 2nd rounder or something. He's like one of the earlier wide receivers taken. Wide receiver 24 is value here. I think there's a case he could finish like top 15 wide receivers if they really like go to him a bunch. Like he can get in that like 12 to 15 range. If you can get him in your 5th round, that's super value. And then also something I just have to throw out there, Mike Thomas at wide receiver 48,
That's my pick. That's my pick.
113th overall.
If
Total
he-
wild card.
If he plays.
He could just give you nothing.
You don't lose anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's wide
Yep.
receiver.
He's definitely a league winner.
No, I know.
That's
Yeah,
for sure.
he's
Yeah.
going
He could
100.
win you your
He's
league.
going in the
That's-
ninth round right now.
Yeah.
But like,
Yep.
so do you think he goes in the 9th round?
Yeah.
Do you think there's really? You think?
Well, okay,
in
so-
most leagues
And
he makes it past,
our league
what-
maybe 7.
That's what I'm saying. Does he make it
Well, so
past
that-
7?
That's still.
So I'm
halfway.
saying value at the numbers you can get him at,
Yeah.
right? So like this doesn't mean go ahead and draft Michael Thomas in the 5th round. This is saying if he's there at his ADP, if there
Yeah.
are
Okay.
112 players selected before him and you're drafting at 113th, Mike Thomas is always
Yes.
valued there.
He could come out, drop, average 11 points per game
Well,
as a flex. You know
I was
going
gonna
to
say, I think even more than that. I mean, you two both had Olave in your top 10s. If Michael Thomas is back to
Returns to
form,
form, yeah.
he would be the wide
Yep.
receiver 1 on that team.
Oh, yeah.
And a wide receiver 1 on that team, you guys are
logic.
That was my.
You guys are saying he could be top 10.
That's what I said. That was my hesitancy with Olave. I just
a
think
huge
even
hesitancy for me with Olave.
I don't think
yeah.
he was going to ever be back to that 150 reception season, that
Yeah.
NFL record. But even if he gets back like 75% of that, Olave is going to, have to bite the bullet.
But
on
there's
somebody.
no
Yeah.
way there's not bad blood between him and the organization.
But they want it. You want to get all you can out of a player. I
Yeah.
guess.
Especially nowadays.
No, that's fair.
He's
but
under contract.
Have you seen the running back situation now? They're just
Yes.
stringing him out.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's
Wide receiver
furious.
48, I like
No,
it.
it's not.
Mike,
Yeah.
who
We
you
got
feeling?
Mike.
Your honorable mention was actually my pick of Michael Thomas.
Very nice.
Exactly what everybody said. He has obviously the talent to be a league winner. Just he has to play.
Yeah.
And if he plays, and gets back to form, yeah, he'll take it away.
Nice. We're agreeing on a couple things today. There
Yeah.
you go. Mario?
A wide receiver you can get pretty low is T. Higgins. No, I'm kidding. They said Michael Thomas. Another guy wrote down just for fun. He's a little bit washed, kind of like Michael Thomas is OBJ. He's on the Ravens. You just never know.
I like that.
I also
You know
have
what
that.
yeah, I mean, if
They're gonna score.
yeah, they're gonna score. Lamar's, I mean, he's a decent passer, and like you saw success with Hollywood Brown. I mean, Odell could find similar success like that. Obviously, I don't think he's ever gonna be back to what he was, but I mean,
Dude, people forget he was on a
He's-
Super Bowl
he's-
team.
He's
killing it.
wide
Wide
receiver
receiver-
61.
wide receiver
Yeah.
61.
That's like
Dude, a year
way
ago before he
down
got hurt, he was
there.
on this like balling, putting the best player on the field.
That's what I'm saying. It's like you could pick him up for nothing, and the dude could, has like wide receiver 2 potential.
I was gonna say he's the 3rd receiver going off the board on that team.
Yeah.
Which is kind of weird to me. I didn't feel Rashad Bateman should be ahead of him that much.
Bateman's not good. Obviously,
Maybe
Andrews
we
is
know
probably.
something that like Odell's gonna like slowly get into it maybe because he was injured.
Yeah, they have Bateman at wide receiver 44 and Odell at 61.
Yeah,
so that's a.
I don't
that's
know.
a-
I don't know about Odell's injury. Maybe they're like gonna slow him into it, but I think it's great value.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think those are some value picks. So if you're looking late in your drafts, write those names down and also leave a comment. If there's a receiver that you're like, you guys are skipping over him, crazy value, let us know.
And if you want to leave a comment saying thank you, we'll always accept it.
Yeah, we'll see on draft day, right? Staying on wide receiver and value, what rookie receivers do we think will have we think will have the biggest impact? So out of all the rookies drafted, there are always a lot of them. I know we stressed that early on in our rankings that like these rookie receivers are coming in, dominating right off the rip. I'm gonna go ahead and start with this one. This one's kind of easy for me. I'm Jordan Addison all the way. I think Jordan Addison has extremely good potential to be rookie of the year overall. He's walking into a perfect scenario. The wide receiver 2 on a Kirk Cousins offense is always a beast in fantasy. It was Thielen for so many years. They got rid of him. Thielen moved, who I actually don't mind Thielen this year. I kind of like Thielen with the Panthers. But yeah, Addison, he's training with Justin Jefferson every day. I think Jay Jettas is going to take him under his wing, train him. He's going to have that swag. He's going to be gritting in the end zone. Like he's going to be scoring a lot. I think they go to him. All the attention's on Jefferson.
Yeah, Jefferson's getting double teamed.
Yeah, Jordan Addison, a first-round receiver, is going to be one-on-one all the time with Kirk Cousins throwing it deep. Like,
Yeah, if nothing else, he's definitely going to open up the offense.
yeah, I think it's perfect recipe for the best rookie
Do
receiver.
Kirk
there.
Cousins wide receivers too do well? Because I know
Thielen's
Diggs
always
historically.
No, but Thielen was 1 because Diggs left a while ago. When Thielen was 1, Diggs was on the. Because remember, Diggs was with. the
Wasn't
year that-
Thielen 2 for a little bit?
No, but Diggs. That
They
was
kind
with
of
Kirk Cousins. That
They
was
were.
with-
It was a weird situation before Stephon left, like that last year. They were like wide receiver 1A and 1B because that's why Diggs got so upset because he wanted to be treated like the bona fide number 1.
Because
And
Thielen's been horrible the past 2 years. I had him. He like.
no, yeah.
like you get
He
his
fell
first
off.
catch in the fourth quarter.
He fell off.
And that's and like they're going because I love Hawkinson on the team. Like if I was to choose over Hawkinson or Addison, I think Hawkinson is just
well,
he is the
Hawkinson,
wide
different position. I like Hawkinson.
No, I'm saying
All I'm saying,
These are all the reasons why I bumped Jefferson down.
all I'm
by the
saying
way.
is
2-2.
2 years ago when Jefferson was wide receiver 6, Thielen was wide receiver 7
Yeah.
on the Vikings.
was, yeah.
So that was what I was
mean,
looking
it's not a
at.
bad pick.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't mind.
Who do you
it.
think?
I gotta stay with my dog, the number 1 wide receiver picked in this draft. I'm gonna go JSN, Jackson Smith and Jigma. Top 5 scoring team in the NFL. Like they score like crazy. I think the wide receivers are stacked.
The Seahawks?
They're gonna open. Yeah, the Seahawks are gonna open up. Geno Smith, I think, is only gonna improve that off last year. They just paid him. I'm all over the Seahawks and Geno Smith this year, as you guys know. So really nothing to say. I think Jackson Smith. I mean, he was the best wide receiver in football. Got drafted first. Talent's there. Quarterback plays there.
Yeah.
I think he'll be a stud.
You know what they say though about hyphenated last names at the wide receiver position?
What do they say?
They don't work out.
That's true.
Mm.
Let's look at the percentage of hyphenated names in the league.
Yeah, go
Smith
for it.
Schuster.
Ooh.
Bang.
How long did he last? 2 seasons?
That was the only one Mike knows for sure.
People Jones.
Yeah.
Bang.
Peoples Jones.
Yeah,
Not good.
But how many percentage of
Valdez Scantling.
no? There's probably a better percentage
He's
of
kinda
good wide
nice.
receivers with
Score a touchdown Super Bowl.
1 out of 4 is 25%.
Tate, how do we feel about the rookie receivers this year?
It was between Jordan Addison and Zay Flowers. I'm riding the Ravens this year.
Bang.
I'm gonna ride Zay Flowers. I just love because I think that Lamar Jackson's gonna win MVP. If he's gonna win MVP, he's gonna have a solid receiver, and that receiver is gonna do really well. I think Jackson Smith and Jigba is in a tough situation, being there's 2 great receivers there.
With
He's,
Locke and
I mean,
DJ.
he's the 3rd option right now. He could move into a bigger role, but I think Zay Flowers is moving into the number 1 role immediately, and that's awesome. And I think that's why I have him over Jordan Addison. Give me Zay Flowers.
I like it. It sounds like Mike is
Yeah,
also in
I am
agreement.
bing bang booming all the way around with Tate. So I'm also gonna go Zay Flowers. As you know, I've been riding the Lamar Jackson train for quite a while. I think. Yeah. Okay. You know, I'm
2 episodes.
No.
I was gonna say,
I'm
how
a
would they know
conductor.
that?
This is the first time I'm hearing
That's what I'm
about this
saying.
train.
Well, I'm a conductor, and the train is Lamar Jackson.
So you're riding the
Whoa,
train.
whoa! You're
I'm
riding
driving the
Lamar.
train.
No,
We
I'm
gotta-
driving the Lamar train.
Okay.
Oh,
You're driving the bus.
Yeah.
you're on the train.
I'm driving the boat.
Is it a short? bus?
Anyways,
Oh, a
whoa,
boat now.
whoa.
Mike's king of
Maybe.
the short bus.
It's a minivan.
No riding on the wall.
A sprinter.
Yeah, an all white.
Mike, what
minivan.
subject are we talking about?
All right. Well, anyways, I think Lamar's gonna have a great year. It's exactly what Tate said. I think, wide receiver 1 on the Ravens is gonna do well. The wide receiver 1 is gonna be Zay Flowers. So, bang and a boom and ping bang bob.
Okay, Mario. I'm just gonna keep going.
For me, this was also pretty easy for me as well. Like I mentioned earlier, I think Jordan Addison is going to have a big role in the Vikings. The only other receiver I really thought about was Quentin Johnson, purely because there's probably a 95% chance that Keenan Allen or Mike Williams gets hurt.
Or both.
There's a 72% they both get injured.
Yeah, there's a high.
But 99% one of them gets injured this year.
Yeah.
And if one of them goes down, maybe he gets a ton of targets and a lot of volume. Herbert likes to throw it, but I'm going with Addison.
We got a pretty good split there. We got a lot of mentions, a lot of names mentioned.
Yeah,
which-
we did.
I gotta go with
Zays,
that. First,
two
you don't draft a
Addison.
first overall wide
Yeah.
receiver for no reason.
And then
I just
we got a
think
couple other stuff
in
mentioned.
a year or two, like not this year, but the year after, JSN will probably be the best out of all of them.
Well, I'm just saying the
I just
logic
think-
to say that they might not use him or like
No, they're going to use
you
him.
don't draft someone
yeah.
at 15.
They're going to use him, but it's just like DK's young, so obviously he's not going anywhere. And I think Lockett is probably going to take him under his wing for like a year. JSN will probably have some success, but I don't see him coming out of the gate running as quickly.
1,100 yards.
800 yards, 5 touchdowns.
1,100 yards. 7
Yeah,
touchdowns.
I agree. Maybe like 750.
The way that we're going to do this start bench cut game, I'm going to give 3 players. It's pretty easy. Just for strictly fantasy points this upcoming season, you're going to say you're starting one of them, you're benching one, you're cutting one of them. And I'm going to pick someone. We're just going to go around and say who it is and move on. I want to see if we have any consensus on these. So I'm going to start with Mario for this first scenario.
Let's get it.
Start bench cut between Devontae Smith Chris Olave, and Garrett Wilson.
Ooh, this is a tough one. Start, bench, cut. Chris Olave, Garrett Wilson, and
Devontae Smith.
Devontae Smith. Okay. I'm gonna cut Devontae Smith.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
I'm gonna start Garrett Wilson and bench Chris Olave.
Crazy.
Okay, Mike, what do you think?
I think I'm gonna do the exact same. I'm gonna go start Garrett Wilson, bench Chris Olave, and then
Makes sense.
Cut.
You had both of them in
You're
your
cutting
top 10.
Devontae Smith.
cut
Yeah,
Devontae
this is
Smith.
kind of what
it's exactly.
This is what I was getting at when I wanted to put this together. I wanted people to say out loud that they're cutting Devontae Smith over these two. You're nuts to not start Devontae Smith. You're starting Devontae Smith.
Guy won me a championship.
Bench-
Well, we're saying fantasy points.
Benching-
We're also
Yeah, one
looking.
championship
We're also
last year,
looking
fantasy
for
player.
this
Yeah, I
coming
know, but I'm
season,
saying-
not looking at
Yeah.
the past.
So he has to compete with AJ Brown.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
got.
We did this last year. All right, whatever.
Other
keep
guys don't
moving.
have to compete.
I'm starting Devontae Smith. I'm benching Garrett Wilson, and I'm cutting Chris Olave.
Yeah, absolutely not. Easiest thing in the world. You're playing the best fantasy player there by any means you could look at.
All right, we'll see.
And you're at Devontae Smith. You could bench Garrett Wilson because better wide receiver than Olave and cut Olave. Easy.
Tate.
I mean, it's going to be start Garrett Wilson, bench Devontae Smith, and cut Chris Olave.
Actually, I could
Chris
live with
Olave.
that.
We got
Garrett Wilson's a starter.
we got 3 different scenarios there. That was
I
pretty.
know.
That's why you play the start bench cut game.
People sleep
I
on
like
Devontae
it.
Smith.
All right.
Absurd.
Scenario 2.
Overrated.
We're gonna start with Tate and then go back around the other side. Keenan Allen, Debo Samuel, DK Metcalf.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna start Debo Samuel, bench DK Metcalf, and cut Keenan Allen.
Yep.
And no, I'm not going to do that.
That is exactly the correct
If they
order.
play, if all of them play, no injuries, I'm starting Debo Samuel on
No,
bench.
my list was purely because I know there's no way Keenan Allen
Yeah,
plays all
let's
6,
be
7
realistic.
games.
All right, I'm gonna be real, and Keenan Allen's gonna be a baller this year and play the whole season.
So, I
Debo
love
Debo
it.
Samuel
I
1,
love
Keenan
it.
Allen 2, DK Metcalf 3 because there's 3 wide receiver ones every other week on that team. So
Wait, who'd you play at 1?
Debo Samuel at 1, Keenan Allen at 2, DK Metcalf at 3.
Yeah, it's interesting to me that everyone's starting Debo Samuel here. He's
Yeah.
ranked below Keenan Allen in like all
Yeah.
the
No.
rankings.
No,
No,
I could be
same.
like this with it.
Yeah,
but like that's all.
I'm doing the same though. I'm starting Debo, benching Keenan, and cutting DK.
Yeah, I'm going to start Debo, bench DK, and cut
I think we're forgetting about Keenan. Allen.
Keenan Allen.
That's
Hate
why I put him in
Keenan.
here.
Like-
Hate Keenan. Hate Justin
Look,
Herbert.
Keenan Allen's my favorite
So look
receiver
at his
of the 2022
2022 fan. What's the 2022?
No, I-
Mario, what do you think?
I'm doing the same as Mike. Keenan's getting older. So,
All right.
yeah, I'm
So you're
same
cutting
as,
Keenan.
same as Mike.
Same as Mike. All right. Third scenario. Mike. We're gonna start with you on this one.
Okay.
Jalen Waddle, your
Oh,
boy.
my. Waddling around.
Amon-Ra St. Brown, CeeDee Lamb.
It's easy to me as well.
All right. All right.
He's gonna-
All
oh,
right.
he's
No,
gonna
I
say some
no.
fly.
Mike's gonna
this
botcher
is-
this one.
All right. Let's get some content.
Wait, I'm gonna read this.
Jalen
one.
Waddle,
Jalen
Amon-Ra.
Waddle.
Take this away from him real quick.
Oh, you just ripped this one?
Whoa,
No,
whoa,
I'll just take it
whoa.
away from him because I wanted to read the list because it's
All right, go
all
ahead.
of those
All
are
right,
his top.
Let Mike go.
Start Jalen Waddle.
Okay.
Okay.
Bench.
Give me the list again. Sorry.
No,
Jalen Waddle, Amon-Ra, CD.
All right. I have to bench CD. I'm sorry, Amon-Ra. And I have to cut Amon-Ra.
so on his fantasy rankings.
Yeah.
is
I know Amon-Ra's in the
Jalen
top
Waddle
10.
8,
Yeah.
Amon-Ra 9, and no CD. So are you lying to our viewers about your fantasy rankings?
No, you know what?
Explain,
Live
Mike.
change. Live change. Cut CD Lamb. CD Lamb
Thank
sucks.
you.
He has a terrible quarterback in Dak
Mike, if
Prescott.
you're gonna be
he is
bad,
going to have zero production.
If you're gonna be bad, be
Be
the
the
worst
worst.
fantasy owner of all time.
Amen.
Come on, baby.
CD Lamb should not be drafted
I'm okay.
All right.
Enough of that. I'm
In the
convinced.
top 10.
I'm convinced.
at all. In the top 144.
Mike 100% did that live change when he found out you told him that.
No.
That's why I think I took the paper because
Yeah,
I knew you was gonna take it.
Why do you think I was having such trouble making my list? Because I knew I had to go against it.
Okay, all right, Mario.
Yeah, what?
How do you feel on this start bench cut?
Okay, I'm starting CD Lamb.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bench Jalen Waddle,
Waddle.
and I'm gonna cut Amon-Ra.
Okay,
It's a toss up between those two, but I like Waddle.
Ryan.
Yeah, I think it's a start CD by a
By
landslide.
landslide.
Then just for me, I'm gonna bench Amon-Ra
Yeah.
just because of the upside of I think that offense is gonna score.
Yeah.
and they've gotten better.
Dude
and
gets
better.
Stupid targets.
Jared Goff is just locked in the all time.
Yeah.
And after they
Wherever
lost,
he's running,
after they
he's
lost
just-
T.J. Hawkinson, it's literally just one person roaming in the field.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna I'll just cut Jalen Waddle. It hurts, but like
Yeah.
Tyreek Hill's wide receiver 1.
Tate.
Start CeeDee Lamb, bench Jalen Waddle, and cut Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Yep.
Isn't that crazy?
Oh,
How
that's fine.
you
That's fine.
guys cut like wide receiver 1s, but like bench wide receiver 2s. It's crazy.
Yeah, I'm not
One-
putting
one
Waddle in
finished.
this lineup at all. You're
Aw.
starting CD and smiling and taking it all the way to the bank, and then you're benching Amon-Ra and you're.
Dude, give me some. Dude, Tyler
cutting.
on fire right now. It's
Got
playing
it.
like
Well, yeah.
No, like I said, it's just preference. With
It
those
is
two.
preference, but I wanted
How you don't start CD? How
I
you
wanted
cut
to
CD?
craft these scenarios
Barred
to
out.
make people
It's
make
barred
these
out.
tough decisions.
sucks.
So I love seeing some of these decisions. Next one, we have Kadarius Toney, DeAndre Hopkins, and Deontay Johnson.
Ooh.
I want to go ahead and start with Ryan on this one.
Yes, dude. Yes.
I'm starting the guy who's had top 10 targets and actually played every year, and Deontay Johnson. I mean, that's just a no-brainer to me because he's on the field playing with the team that he wants to play with and the team that wants him. Then I guess just like out of my heart, it. I'm benching Kadarius Toney. I think he has a huge year. I think he has a huge year with the Chiefs. I love him with Patrick Mahomes.
No way.
Patrick Mahomes got saucy with him, and DeAndre Hopkins will only play 6 games because he'll be hurt and I want to play with Tennessee.
So to clarify,
Wow.
you are starting Deontay Johnson,
Deontay.
benching Kadarius Toney,
Correct.
and we're cutting DeAndre Hopkins.
DeAndre Hopkins is irrelevant.
The
I
guy
already
that you
said-
were so high on for like, oh, if he goes to the Titans, I'm gonna bet them to win.
Correct, because I
you
think
just-
that takes away.
cut him.
Yeah, yeah.
Because
Get rid of
no,
him.
the Titans are the best when they have a decoy to let Derrick Henry go loose.
Yeah.
Let Kenny Pickett go to work.
Hey, watch it. We'll see at the end of the year.
Let that boy eat.
See at the end of the year. All right.
Hell yeah, Tate.
Yeah, we're gonna start Deontay Johnson, cut or bench DeAndre Hopkins, and cut Kadarius Toney.
Okay, we're getting back to reality.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We'll see.
you're starting DeAndre Hopkins. This is
Yep.
an easy one.
Yep.
You're benching Deontay Johnson and you're cutting Toney.
Yep. I have the exact same list. I have Deontay, Toney.
Same.
Yeah.
We'll see at the end of the year.
I knew we'd get a little spark from Ryan, and
No,
I have a
I
little,
get. I understand the Deontay. There's no way I'm ever putting Tony over Hopkins.
I knew
Yeah.
Toney.
Even
yeah,
if Hopkins has a broken ankle, if he's suited up on the field, I'm throwing the ball to him.
he's catching it.
He's
Hey,
catching.
Mahomes loves Tony.
Well, that's kind of why I threw him in there because Toney could be that Tyreek Hill replacement.
Could
like,
be.
fill in that
Could
role.
be.
No, this is.
I'm gonna go with the 9
but
years of
DeAndre
production.
Hopkins also could not play, or he hasn't played well in
Yeah,
years. so-
we'll see. I think this will be a fun start bench cut to look back at like week 6 and then
Yeah.
More Rasheed Rice.
Sky Moore.
Travis Kelce.
This is like Pitt 2.0 when we were talking about who Florida State's going to lose to. Like,
Yeah, he's like, oh,
Oh,
yeah, Pittsburgh. coming up.
Pittsburgh.
All right, last
Sky
one.
Moore.
Sky Moore runs a mean slant.
This is the last scenario. This is the bonus one. None of these receivers are really going to be in your starting lineup, but I just want to hear what people think on them. No one's really talking about these guys. We have Adam Thielen, Hunter Renfrow, and John Mechie. Mario, just go ahead and start with you. Start bench cut. These 3 super
should be
late round.
Funny
additions.
you mentioned Mechie because he was actually one of the names I wrote for a late guy you could pick.
Yeah.
I just don't know about Stroud. So I'm going to go. It was Thielen, Mechie, and who was
Renfrow,
Renfrow.
who no one's talking about.
Yeah.
Well,
Got
according to Mario,
1,000-yard receiver, 8 touchdowns. Like, he had big numbers.
I'm going to go.
Was with a different quarterback, but yeah.
but also
This is weird.
if he has Devontae Adams at 7, and he thinks
I'm going to go. I just think Thielen fell off. So I'm going to cut Thielen. And I guess I'll just go Renfrow, then Mechie, and cut Thielen.
So you're starting Renfrow?
Sure.
Okay, Mike.
I don't know.
Yeah,
We're scraping bottom of the barrel here. So.
Yeah, no, it is late round, but you never know.
I have to ride with my who I think is going to be the best rookie quarterback in the league. So Bryce Young. With that being said, I'm going to start Adam Thielen. I'm going to bench John Mechie, and I'm going to cut Hunter Renfrow.
Wow, I love that.
This is one that I actually looked at and made arguments in my brain for all 3 different scenarios here. I think all these receivers are in extremely unique scenarios. Like Thielen could have a really good year if Bryce Young's good. Like I could see him being fantasy relevant. Hunter Renfrow, no one's talked about ever since Derek Carr left that team. But he's one of the better slot receivers in the league. Like his hands are crazy. He fills that like Edelman-ish role.
And
where
Waller's gone.
yeah,
Which is the only reason I kind of lean towards
he's going to get a lot of targets. we'll see what the quarterback situation is. Regardless, Hunter Renfrow is still really good, and then Mechie, who knows what
Yeah,
that guy-
exactly.
knows?
Who
Like
knows?
if Stroud is good and he has a rookie connection, like you never know. They could just pop off.
So I'm gonna bet on Mechie here, though. I'm starting.
that.
I'm starting Mechie. I'm benching Renfrow just in case, and I'm cutting Thielen.
You know, I'm a live change to that. I should have just gone with my gut. That's what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Right.
I love when Jameson Williams and Mechie were at Alabama. I just loved Mechie. Like I thought he was just as good, and then he got hurt.
Yeah.
And I think he's gonna be an absolute stud. It's hard to come back from injury. I think he's gonna be a stud. I have him at 1. I'm gonna go Renfrow 2, just because target share is gonna be ridiculous, and I like players that have played in the league than rookies. And then I don't think it's that far off, but I think Adam Thielen could have a representable fantasy year. But
Yeah.
I think I'll cut him actually. So.
All right, Tate.
Yeah, I think Adam Thielen's too old, so it's gonna be. I mean, I'm starting John Mechie, benching Hunter Renfrow, and cutting.
Wow, I think we're all on the Mechie train. I kind of like
Okay,
it. Let's-
I like that.
I mean, I've been on the Mechie train since.
He's a good
Yeah,
player.
that is true. That is
he's a
true.
good
You
player.
have been on that.
He's a
train
good
for a
player.
while.
I mentioned Odell over him, but I had him right next to Odell. I had Mechie's name.
Well, cool. That's going to round out our fantasy talk. We covered a lot
That was a
of
lot.
wide
Yeah,
receivers
that
right
was-
there. So each week, these deep dives, you're not getting any deeper than this. We're talking Adam Thielen, Hunter Renfrow, John Mechie. I mean, come on.
Deeper
boys.
than the
Rondo Moore.
Titanic.
It's as deep as
Oh,
you can
wow.
get. You got to scroll for this. But
This is deeper than that.
Ocean Gate sub.
Yeah, that
We go deeper than Ocean Gate over
Oh
here.
yeah.
Tate, I want you to go ahead and get us started with our division winners, kicking it off with the NFC East. Quickly, I'm going to read off all the teams and their current odds, and I want you to tell me, and we're going to go around the table after, who is the best value bet preseason at the current odds to win the division. We have the Eagles minus 105, Cowboys plus 190, and then we get into the bottom of the barrel here with the Giants at plus 850 and the Commanders, formerly Redskins, plus 1,300.
The commies.
There's only 2 teams.
Tate, who do we think is going to win this division? Or what bet do you like the best? Not who do you think is going to win?
Are you guys ready for some spicy take?
Give me the
I
Commanders.
probably agree
You
with
guys
you.
ready for a spicy take?
Give me the Commanders.
No, I actually kind of wish the Commanders. No, the Giants plus 850. Okay, but understand we're talking about the best value.
There's no value because it's impossible.
It's a dead bet.
Yeah, you burn your money.
It's not. It's
You ever
it's not a dead bet.
I will give you
It's
better
not a dead
odds
bet.
and bet you
Well,
than any book.
You ever seen the fantasy or the Family Guy thing where Peter Griffin
Yeah, he
walks
walks
into
in.
the thing, hands the guy
What do you wanna
$100.
bet?
He goes, "Yeah, you want to place a
Nothing.
bet? Nope, just take it."
It's the same bet.
But okay, tell me why. Plus 850. Why do you like it?
Okay, so look, I mean, Dak Prescott is like, he's getting a little older. He's been injured here and there, and if he gets injured, the Cowboys aren't great. Somehow they find way to lose football games.
They're the
Yep.
best losers in the league.
I really don't know how or
That's still better
why.
than the Giants. Yeah, record-wise.
Okay, keep
No.
going. All right.
I mean, but
Last season.
okay, not a ton. Now the Eagles is really the biggest problem, and I don't love the Eagles. I mean, the Eagles have one of the best offenses in the league, and that's really tough to get around. But their offensive coordinator just left, and I think barring one injury to their quarterback, it's not like the Giants are way out of it. Plus, if they play each team twice. If they beat them one time, it's not like that's crazy.
Yeah, the Giants won a
could
playoff
beat-
game last
Yeah.
year.
Yeah.
They were in the Final Four for the
I
NFC.
hate the Giants. I hate them.
But you love them.
What is
going on?
But you love
It's the
Saquon.
value at 850.
Saquon ain't playing.
Do you understand what value is?
Maybe.
I love.
Well,
He
just
loves the
throwing
juice.
it
All
out
right, well,
there.
All right.
Ryan, I'm assuming you're then going back to the favorites.
Well, it's just like first off, like this might be the highest when you're saying value. This might be the highest rated third best team in any the value for plus 850.
yeah.
I think it's all like that's all the other
They're all
teams
like
plus
400, yeah.
Plus you'll
Oh,
get
you're saying
600.
the highest odds.
The highest odds for the third best team. So
okay.
when I see 850, I'm like, don't even look at it. Like you're burning your money by even touching that. Unless if you want to factor in picking someone to get hurt.
I'm gonna burn my money.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's fair. If you're picking someone to get
Not
hurt,
happily.
that's
Let
fine.
me jump in the fire with you.
I might
like-
burn some money too.
But okay, I have Eagles. They are a ridiculous team. They had people forget they had a 10-point lead in the Super Bowl and they lost to the greatest player in all of football right now. So they were the most dominant team in the regular season, the
Yeah.
best team during the playoffs for the most part, and they went to the Super Bowl and almost won the game, in a great battle.
Hey, Rye. They say that second place is the first place loser.
This is why it's called a divisional winners, not second place backwards, whatever he's talking about.
Slash.
But anyways,
I love mine.
besides sidebars that make no sense.
Talk to him, Mike.
I have the Eagles. I mean, there's just nothing. If you bet the Cowboys, I could logically think about it, even though I hate it.
Do not bet the Cowboys.
But like, I could think about it. Talk
No.
about because like
Nope.
Out of my brain.
they were the second best team and they've already won the division. Like
Take
and,
it off
like,
the books.
It's possible, but like saying the Giants is clip that. I want it like
Okay.
the greatest comment ever.
Yeah, Eagles easy. The easy way. You're getting 1-1. Toss $1,000, get $1,000, buy yourself a new pair
only
of
have to
shoes.
look at it,
Easy
literally.
money, Michael.
Don't get me wrong. I'm picking the Eagles too. But look, if for whatever happens, or whatever something happens, the Eagles fall off a cliff. Next in line, Giants. March right up.
All right.
Danny Dimes. Granted, all of this is with a giant asterisk because if Saquon doesn't play, the Giants can go hell, and I don't care.
I'll bet you
So-
anything. I'll bet you $100 either one if you want to take this bet that Cowboys finish better than the Giants.
Only if
this year.
Saquon plays. Yes, I will take that. If Saquon plays, I will take that bet.
But if he plays 4 games and then, or if he plays like misses 2 games and
What if
plays the rest,
he's
What
there
if
for the start of the season?
week 1 he plays.
If he's playing and he gets injured, let's say it voids if he gets injured before week 6. That's less than half.
$100.
All right, $100.
You want any action?
Bang.
Why would I bet that?
Yeah, it's terrible
Plus
bet.
$850.
Yeah, no, Tate just likes the juice. Tate just likes
I
the
just
juice.
like
No,
betting
but I said-
Ryan because
I'm not
I
betting the
love
Eagles.
taking money from
Betting
Ryan.
the Cowboys.
That's my
Everyone
favorite
said
thing.
don't
All
bet
right,
the
we're,
Cowboys.
Mario, what do you think about this division?
For me, when I looked at best value, I went Cowboys. There's only 2 teams that can win the
See,
division.
That's value.
And
Gross.
honestly, it's like 50-50. One
Talk
team's
about
even money,
burning
the other
money.
one's nearly plus 200. I'm going Cowboys. They've won the division before. They're not that much worse than the Eagles. When you look at defense, you can argue the Cowboys have a better defense.
Yeah.
Offensively, they have, CeeDee Lamb, AJ Brown, both top tier receivers. They have 2 good running backs. And obviously, I like Hurts more than Dak, but it's not crazy if the Cowboys have a better regular season. I don't think it's insane if. How many games did the Eagles win last year? 13 or something?
Something like that.
I mean, what if they only win 11, Cowboys win 12?
two more
Like
games.
I think it's close. I think it's pretty close. So, I mean, if you're going for value, I think Cowboys
I hate
for
the
sure.
Cowboys, but
Yeah.
there's a
I mean, obviously, Eagles are the favorites for a reason.
Okay.
100%.
All right. So, Mario, we're going to stay with you on that end, moving to the NFC North, where the odds are as follows. Detroit Lions plus 145, Vikings plus 330, Bears plus 425, Packers plus 475. This is one of the most interesting odds groupings you have
I
because
agree.
the first place is plus 145 and last is plus 475. So
Very tight.
It's very tight and you're getting plus money on all of them. Where are you going here?
Yeah. First off, I will bet anybody that the Packers finish ahead of the Bears. Don't know how the Packers are plus 470. Yeah.
Wow. Bang.
So as far as who I think is going to win, I'm going Lions plus 145. Initially, I'm not going to lie, when I looked at this, I snap thought Vikings plus 330. There's no way I don't bet this. Then the more I thought about it, it just became clear to me. Like, it almost seems like they want you to bet that. And if you look back to last season, Vikings won 13 games with an incredibly easy schedule. There's no way they're winning 13 games again because a lot of their games, they were extremely close. They barely pulled out a lot of games. I actually wrote them down because it was actually insane. 9 of their 13 wins were by like 5 points or less.
Kirk Cousins got that.
Kirk Cousins.
Dogging him,
You
bro.
like
He knows
that?
how to win.
You like that?
Yeah, no. I mean, they
Mario does.
beat the Lions with the late touchdown, Saints last second field goal, Bears late touchdown, beat the Dolphins with no Tua, Commanders last second field goal, the crazy overtime Bills choke, the biggest choke in NFL history with the Colts, and then Giants last second
You know
field
what
goal.
one of the best quotes are?
And then Jets, they won by 5. And obviously everyone, it was one of those things, everyone knew the entire year, they have 13 wins, they're not a good team. And we saw it firsthand, first round, lost to the Giants. Pretty
Good ball club in New York.
pretty comfortably by Daniel Jones.
Danny Jones
I
is
see this team.
good player.
Obviously, there's seasons where teams like the Raiders had it at like 2016, where they just get a lot of last second wins. You know, it goes in their favor. I just don't see any way they're winning 13 games again. That was 9 games I listed for you. Wouldn't be crazy if they only win 8 or 9 games. When I look at Detroit, 8 of their losses, 5 of them were by 4 points or less.
Yeah, they lose a lot.
They lost a lot of close games, and they still won 9 games. I mean, not to bad teams. To the Eagles, lost by 3. Bills lost by 3.
I got you.
Dolphins, Seahawks, and then Vikings by 4.
Okay, so you're sticking with the favorites
Yeah, I
here.
don't mind that.
plus
So I'm going.
145,
So I'm
yeah.
going Detroit.
Mike,
plus
how do you feel?
145.
Yeah. Much less long-winded answer. I'm gonna go with the Vikings.
I just like to provide the data.
Yeah, Mario,
I did my
Mario's
research
dear
on this
Lord, dude.
division.
CEO of statistics. Stole Tate's title.
Talked way too much about the Lions and stuff.
The
like that.
gibberish.
Well, yeah, all
The
gibberish about.
topic, you mean?
Well, no. He just said a bunch of words about how the Vikings barely won, blah, blah, blah. Listen, Vikings, better offense, better team. Detroit loves to lose. I'm not even a hater of Jared Goff because he was a Ram before, so I'm like, kind of like, you're a
I
person.
thought this was not a long-winded answer.
No, it's not a long-winded answer at all, but I'm just saying, like,
Speaking of just saying words.
Yeah.
I'm not just saying words. You're just not listening.
Let's fill a minute of space with just air.
No. You're just not listening.
Go ahead and give us the pick, Mike.
Vikings, plus 330. Done.
Yeah, I can't get behind the Lions. I really want to. I think they're the better team, but they find ways to lose, like Mario was saying. I don't think that changes. Vikings can probably win 9 or 10 games. I think that's enough for this division. I like the plus 330 here.
Yeah, I think talk about value. Plus 330 for a team that won the division by 4 games. Just absurd to me. And I just think that as good as the Lions offense is, their defense is atrocious. Like, people don't speak about that. Like, atrociously bad.
They get into shootouts.
But like, that's why they lose all the tight games.
They draft their receivers.
Yeah, but their defense is so bad. So I'm
Jameer
taking
Gibbs.
almost 3.5 to 1. Beautiful bet.
Tate?
Yeah, Mario mentioned that he's like, oh, when you look at this, it's like snap, bet the Vikings. It's still snap, bet the Vikings.
So
That's what they want you to do.
4 Vikings, 1 Lions.
that?
You're the
And
only
I'm-
one
yeah,
not
I'm
doing
gonna
it.
do it.
They is the powers that be, I guess. You never.
I like it.
know
I'm the
who's
only one on the Lions. I actually love that.
I like that when it's like that too.
Yeah.
Sticking with Mario starting just because this is his division. We're going to the NFC South, and he's got his New Orleans Saints as the favorites here. You got another plus money favorite, though. Saints plus 135, Falcons plus 240, Panthers plus 400, Buccaneers plus 850.
Mike, what are you doing? Mike, what are you doing over there?
Please don't give me a headache. Let's just make this quick.
No, I mean, I'm going Saints plus
He's a
135. I am not huge on Carr, but I still think he's enough to win the division. Also, a little just fun fact, I will bet anybody that the Bucks don't finish last place.
I don't, because I
Yeah.
think the Falcons are so bad.
I don't know. There's a lot of bad teams in this division.
I mean, the Bucks literally won the division, have the entire same team except Tom Brady, which obviously is a decline.
yeah.
Same defense.
Who do we think plays quarterback for the Bucks?
I think it's Baker, right?
Yeah, just give me some Kyle Trask.
No.
I mean, there's just
on.
I don't see how the Bucks with that defense and offensive weapons are worse than the Falcons or even the Panthers. To be
Okay, yeah. So you're sticking with the Saints at the top.
honest. Yeah, I don't love it, but I don't hate it.
Oh,
Mike?
man, it's gonna hurt.
I've said it before. I'll say it again.
Oh my god.
His name is Bijan, but it could be changed to Moses because he's leading them to a promised land. They're
Bars.
winning.
He's the philosopher for a reason.
They're winning their division. Plus 240 is just it should be minus. Give me a minus line. I'll
I'll
still
bet
take
you a
it.
minus line. Sure.
Ryan will give you the minus.
Not from him. Not from him.
From me?
From anyone else.
No.
Okay.
No.
But you're saying Falcons.
Falcons
the
just
easy
with
way.
ease.
the easy way. Look,
You're stealing.
the Saints aren't gonna do anything. Mario, I love you, but your Saints suck.
What's your reason?
They suck.
They
you know?
suck.
I don't think he knew that.
You
Derek
could
Carr
even
was-
say that with
games. No, he
What?
does.
Why
They
are you
don't-
thinking about it so much? Just they suck.
I know in Michael's brain, the reason the Saints suck is they don't have Bijan. And you know who does have Bijan?
The Falcons.
The Falcons. So you're on
The Falcons.
the Falcons, the easy way for Mike.
This guy. He
I'm
gets
pretty
me.
sure
he gets me.
He didn't know what team Bijan was on like 2 weeks ago.
Not true.
He's wheeling and
No.
dealing.
We were saying like the teams
No, he
in
didn't.
Georgia.
Not true.
3 weeks ago.
Oh, 3 weeks.
Not
Give him
true.
some credit.
None of that.
We're gonna throw
All
that.
right, all
we're
right.
gonna clip.
It's
We're
fine.
gonna clip.
If we
Yeah,
have a clip of it,
that
we're
is
going to
not
pull it
true.
up.
It's not true.
I'm actually going with an option that no one's discussed yet. I'm not sold on the Saints. The Falcons with Desmond Ridder, I will never bet on. Although I do like their over wins for no reason in particular. If you want to hear why, go to episode 1. I'm going Panthers at plus 400. I don't think they're going to win the division. But
Conviction in that pick. He's like, Panthers.
Because it's like
yeah, because
This
it's
division
just
makes me wanna
it's
throw
the
up.
same
Yeah,
kind
it
of the
really is.
reasoning
You're right,
you
you're
took the Giants at plus 850. We're getting 4-1 on the Panthers here. What are the odds? I'm like looking at the I'm looking at the quarterbacks in this division. What are the odds Bryce Young's the best quarterback in this division? Like I don't think there's
This
because
year?
of him or because of the teams.
No, I'm saying like this year. I think
Like on paper or like watching the game. On paper, he won't. There's no chance he's the best quarterback. But like watching the game, Derek Carr has Olave, Kamara, and Thomas.
I think
and he can
it's
suck and still win. You know what I mean?
it's
He'll
only
at
between
least
them.
be number 3.
Well, he'll for sure be top 2.
He'll be 2.
I mean, there's no quarterbacks on the other two teams.
Baker can still sling it.
Baker can still sling it.
You're getting the number 1 pick here on
Yeah,
a
Baker
team with new wide receivers. I don't know. Give me the juice. I hate this division more than anyone, but Panthers plus 400.
Yeah, I can't pick a rookie quarterback, so I'm not going to go with that one. I can't pick the Falcons because, as you guys saw on my last 2 podcasts ago, I cussed
Episode
about
1.
6 times and said my lock of the year for NFL over-unders. Under Falcons win. So in that case, Saints plus 135. Easy bet here. Best offense in the division by a mile. My opinion, the second best defense behind the Bucs, but I don't think the Bucs will do anything.
Yeah.
Veteran quarterback comes back, balls out. Nothing to it.
Okay, Tate.
Yep, Saints plus 135.
Wow.
Don't think about
Dang.
it.
No Panthers juice. No Carolina love
no
out here.
chance.
No.
All right.
Nobody's
well,
riding the Falcons with me.
We got the last. You're going to be riding the Falcons a
You're gonna be
lot.
benched.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. The last division, we have the NFC West. So we have the 49ers.
Let's go Rams.
minus 160. Seahawks plus 240. Rams plus 1,000. And the Cardinals plus 2,700. Those odds are hilarious.
I love
I'll go
that.
ahead and start because I don't think my take's going to be very controversial. This is a big bet on San Francisco here. Like a large wager. Another one of those that I don't think they can make the odds too much more against them. Minus 160 is one of the bigger you'll see for the first place team. But they're the best team in the NFC in my opinion. And I don't think this conference is particularly good. I do like a sprinkle. What?
We stand our own.
Let
do not.
me say the next line. I said I like a sprinkle on the Rams at 10-1.
Bang. 10-1.
Like, say your units are 100. Say you're putting 100 on San Francisco. Give me like a $15 bet on the Rams at like 10-1, just to like
Oh, yeah.
just
0.15.
in case.
Still
Who
pretty
knows
even.
what happens? Yeah, Mike. I know it's your division. What are you going here?
Well, I'm a homer, but I can't pick the Rams.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, no, I'm going Niners.
Niners.
Yeah, that's not.
That was
Mario?
a little underwhelming.
49ers.
Okay.
Dude, I was 100%. I had typed in the Seahawks because I am all over the Seahawks this year.
You just can't say it on camera.
No, I'll say if we pick Super Bowl picks or dark horse, I'll pick the Seahawks. But I looked at one thing in particular. Like I was doing I had Seahawks on my paper, saw this one thing, and I just said schedules for 2023.
Yep.
Niners have the 4th or 5th, depending on how you look at it, on different sites. Easiest schedule
Yep.
in the league.
Yep.
Which just killed me. So I had to use logic instead of my heart and had to take the minus one.
There you go.
Everyone's been saying about other divisions that you can just throw money on it, forget about it, and win. This is the bet. You
Yeah.
throw money on,
Yeah.
you forget about it, and you just have it in your
100%.
pocket.
Yeah, I mean, out of all the teams we've mentioned, I think this is probably my biggest conviction bet.
Yeah.
And
Same here.
the Niners are so good at football. Like they might be the best overall all-around team in the NFL.
And it's
they
almost
just don't have Patrick Mahomes.
well, you
Like,
just you
take
think
the
about
quarterback
that.
out of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you think about that team. If they get injured at any position,
They have
have
such
someone
depth.
to kind of fill.
Yeah.
Right back up.
And
Yeah.
And their
they're good
coaches,
enough to
unbelievable.
hold-
Shanahan.
Kyle
is so
Shanahan
good.
is
And a great
insane.
bet. This is a divisional winner because I know that you don't know how to finish, but divisional winners are great bet too because like Niners can't do it, can't finish, they can't win Super Bowl.
I haven't given you a pick in either of the first 2 episodes because I didn't want to go ahead and pick like a summer league line or a WNBA game. But for the first time, I looked at the slate and I saw a bet that was too good to pass up. So I'm going to give it out my first pick on DGen Hours. And it's not anything to do with what I usually pick. This is going into Michael's territory over here.
Yeah, again.
It's UFC Fight Night this Saturday night. The main event, I got to read this out. Tom Aspinall versus Marcin Tybura. These are 2 heavyweights, and the bet is under 1.5 rounds.
For a 5-round fight, mind you.
Yeah, for some
For a
context,
5-round fight.
the Aspinall is a huge favorite, around like minus 450. Heavyweight fight in his 12 fights, 11 of his 12 wins have been knockout or submission in the first round. This guy does not fight past the first round. He's a huge favorite. I'm not even touching him to win, though. These are 2 heavyweights. This fight just goes under. So the easy bet, lock it in. Main event, UFC Fight Night this Saturday, under 1.5 rounds.
No, I love that.
I like it.
I love it.
Right.
I like
That's
it.
a
I'm gonna
wild
stick with
one.
the UFC card.
Ooh.
Make it nice and easy for you guys. I have Andre Feely over Nathaniel Wood.
Ooh.
At plus 170.
Ooh.
Now,
Oh.
Nathaniel Wood is known. He throws a ton of punches in every fight, and they fought very similar fighters. But I think this particular fight is going to be getting to the mat and takedowns. And I think Feely just destroys him with takedowns. Every fight they've had together, he's had twice as many takedowns when they fought similar opponents. And I think the deciding factor in this fight will be a huge advantage in takedowns. So Andre Fili plus
170.
Got the juice for you.
Wow, I like it. So 2 UFC Fight Night picks. Mario to round out the week. Where are you going with?
Oh God. I just wanted to give out a pick just for a little bit of action.
Oh boy.
This
boy.
isn't what I usually bet on.
Oh Lord.
The sport I bet on, but not this gender.
Chinese table tennis, women's division.
Women's soccer, isn't it?
Yeah, it's United States women's soccer, the World Cup. Our women are the best in the world, number 1 ranked, and they're playing the worst ranked team in the World Cup.
Bang.
They're playing Vietnam.
That's
Dude,
that's
squad
Kevin.
ride. Squad ride for the American women.
Also, shout out to
the-
Kevin behind the camera.
Tell them about. Let's hear
What are
about
those?
The over 6.5 is minus 120.
Oh,
6.5.
that's a lot. Of
Well,
goals.
It's gonna be 8-1.
Well, when we played Thailand, we won 13-0. So,
This might be max. Is this max?
and then their spread is minus 5.75.
Oh,
or minus 6, depending
Is
on.
there an earthquake going?
Wait, so
It's legitimate question. If their spread is minus 5.75,
to minus 6. So it
wouldn't
depends
the
on
bet always just be the over?
over always.
Yeah.
Well, we'd never bet the
Don't
spread.
mess with the spread.
Yeah.
Things hard. It could be 8-3.
Because if they
and
win,
you're screwed.
the only way they win is 6-0, and then you hit the spread anyway, or you hit the
Yeah.
over anyway. So
Yeah.
you're just betting the over.
So I'm betting the over 6.5.
hammer that. I
Minus
love that.
120.
Put that on my card too. I'm hammering that.
Same.
He
Let's
wanted
go,
a sprin-
women.
He
Don't
wanted a
let
sp-
me down.
He wanted a sprinkle. We're turning it into a max play bet. Mega whale. Let's freaking.
It's a downpouring
Everybody's
rain.
in.
I'm
We
on
might
it
put
too.
a few units on this. A
love
few
that.
units might go on.
I'm on
It's
it
the
too.
hail that happened at Red Rocks.
USA.
Add it to my card. Women's soccer. One of my
betting
favorite,
USA.
One of my
Come
favorite
on.
sports. Hey,
Yeah, USA.
America.
Bet
I
on the
love it.
flag.
Well, that is going to conclude it this week for all of our picks. Very fun podcast.
Oh yeah, so good.
That was a good one.
We got through the wide receivers, which is always a fun debate. We talked some division winners, and we gave you some picks. We actually have some pretty nice lines that I think we're going to be hammering this week. And so next week, what you have to look forward to would be the running back edition, and then a couple other fun little segments we're going to bring to you. Normally, this is where we tell you the subscriber picks parlay odds. If all 5 of us had picks, parlay them together, put $50 on them, tell you it's going to win you around $1,500, and all you have to do is click a button.
It's free.
It's literally free. It's as free as it gets. Go ahead and pre-subscribe. Go ahead, like, comment, subscribe before we're even doing the parlay. You might get a little extra juice.
Follow us on all our socials: Snapchat, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, all of
YouTube
it.
Shorts, YouTube,
Shorts.
yeah.
Don't matter.
Everything,
Follow us all.
yeah, everything linked down below. We will see you next week. Like and subscribe.
Bing, bang, boom.
You better like and you better subscribe.